Today we will be testing piano playing, and I've never done this before. Only a few times I've played with pianos when it is convenient. I have no formal education on music. I don't really know how to play, but I find it interesting to explore what can be done with zero knowledge. Now, given that I have some exploration, I am not completely starting afresh. However, this is a new endeavor for me. Let's begin. feel the music, but I don't know how to put it into words. In this endeavor, I never hope to gain knowledge. That is something that really only comes with effort. But it's strange in the way that I feel it. The music, it flows through me. But I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm playing. And I don't know whether I should learn. Is this another area that I should explore? Or is it simply something I do once, remember the feeling for a while, and then forget? It's something I've often thought about. What's worth chasing? How do you know what's worth chasing? And I feel like the answer lies rooted deeply within what you already know. If you try to make it into what you want, then it won't come. You have to let it be imperfect. You have to let yourself be a failure in order to someday, somehow, make it into something you're proud of. Because all the practice in the world could be for nothing if you never felt the music go through you. Sure, you may find success. Your knowledge could be useful to someone. But until you attach the mind to the soul, there's no use. In everything, I'm not sure I have what it takes. But one thing is certain throughout it all. If I do not try, if I do not look and see, then I am sure to fail. I cannot win by sitting at home. I cannot win by saying I will and then never doing it. This right here is the only way. What I have crafted before me right now, it makes no sense to me. However, what I am sure of is of its importance. Whether I choose to explore it or not, I have felt the music the same way I have with a guitar. I do not seek to branch out. I understand that I can go further if I specialize. However, it's important to practice in uniqueness. Though others before me have played this instrument. Though I am sure that at this stage I lack skill, I am confident in knowing that I have done this my way. It is important to me that I do this because, much like with guitar, I would rather learn the music theory after. I'd rather learn why it sounds good than how to make it sound good. Because through trial and error, a deeper meaning is realized. You are no longer practicing. You are connecting your mind and soul. If one could find a job that allows them to do this every single day, whether it be filmmaking, photography, playing the piano, their life's goal will be closer than ever to realization. Of course, there are always things missing. However, we should not let this define us. We should not let our lives, so humble, become us. There is room for balance. There is room for half the notes to be played, to be mistakes. All mistakes are fine. Life is full of happy mistakes. Indeed, I know people who I am glad to exist that were mistakes. To expect that things remain the same, and to expect that you can always keep expanding outwards, is to reach a certain death, and not of the body, not of the mind, but of the soul, and perhaps through that, all three of those things. I do not desire to become something I'm not. Should it mean working at a gas station and taking photos of garbage in my spare time, I refuse to live a life that I am not. I refuse to take this opportunity at life, at soul, that God has given me, and make it into something I'm not. Too many lives are wasted. Too many parents allow addiction to consume their kids. Too many kids believe that if they just fit in, then everything will be fine. But you must branch out. You must be your own person to find who you are, to find that deeper meaning. And so that is what I am doing. Through explorations such as this, I always seek to bring out the best in myself. To find what makes me me. To ignore the voices that I should do it this way. The greats in any field did not start by simply listening. Such beautiful pieces as written by Mozart and Bach could not have been written if the mold was followed. And perhaps this knowledge was lost throughout the ages. Perhaps they themselves were taught from a young age to make something new, to ignore what people think sound good until you arrive at what people think sound good all by yourself. I will always practice this throughout my life. To play music is to love. To live life is to love. And so to live life, it must be compounded by music. Allowing such rhythms to flow through you is not simply a sound wave. I've long accepted that there are things that cannot be explained by us. Science does not encapsulate the human heart, does not encapsulate human decisions. We are unpredictable. No machine is smart enough to know us for who we truly are. And that is why we must explore. We should not do it as a machine would, blindly giving directions, following them. It does not work. There are things that are necessary. There are things that aren't. There are things that others want us to do. And in between it all, perhaps interspersed throughout it all, there are things through which we must forge our own path. It does not matter how it started. It only matters how we finish. I'm not the type to waste my time on things that do not matter. But I am aware that in this life There are things I have to do. If you give it your all, if you try to do something that you know you can do, you will. And in knowing that, you are given the power to do it. To quote 21 Pilots, if we wake up every morning and decide what we believe, we will tear apart our very hearts, and a life will set us free. This quote moves me. In its simpleness, it describes something that few ever touch. The idea that through forging your own path, newness can be found. It is what we desire in our lives, but we also require balance. This is why we cannot scroll Instagram Reels for extended lengths of time, and some would argue at all, and maintain ourselves, the island that is us. You must forge your own path. That is what I will do. Thank you for watching.